sometimes you may feel the automatically generated labels by the SKAARHOJ controllers are just not enough. We strive to give you useful labels out of the box so it's easy and informative and really enhancing for the controller and the usability, but sometimes you want something even more custom made. And there are luckily two ways you can do this. We have something called media you can install on your controller, so you can add some strings and images that you can use for your labels. So what I fancy is to change this one into a label that will say Video Hub input select. This label should say preset save. And then I would like, whenever I am in one of the item stage here, I would like these labels to be a piece of graphic. In particular in the program state. Let's just keep it to that. And that's it. So first, I'll show how we can add a label for the shift button. So on the shift key, we'll write Video Hub. And then use this is gonna be the title line. The title line is the top, which is on the bar here. It says shift currently. And I'm going to write Video Hub. Then I use a vertical line to provide the value just below. Input, and that's the line I'm gonna put there. Or maybe input select or input page. Input page. All right. So you see I use two vertical lines. This would be the first text line. This will be the second text line. Okay, so I add another string, and that's gonna be for the Shift A button, which is basically the one that will give me access to recall or saving of the presets for the Video Hub. And I will call this preset, and then save. Okay, so I'll save these settings, and then I'm gonna add images. So I have prepared images in 64 by 32 pixels for these 4 displays, and I'm uploading those from my computer. So the first image is this one. So now I've added the string. This is string 1. We need to keep this in mind. The number is important. Also, so the string 1 and string 2, we have images 1 through 4. So I now go to controller configuration, and for the shift key, I'll just jump to this one, and then to the action list, which are all on the same shift level. I'm going to, oh no, that's actually not true. I don't even need to do that, because the shift level system action already has a way for me to indicate which label I want to use. So I just pick label 1. This is not always the case though. So in case you don't have this built-in function of the action, and that's the case for such as shift levels, and sometimes it is for other actions too. But in this case, we were so lucky that we could just pick 1 as the number. In this case, we could also do it, but for the sake of demonstrating how this would work in the general case, I will simply select it as an action called local label. And when I pick local label and select 1, then no, actually it was 2. That's what I need to do in this case, and it should work. So then I have picked the label for those 2 buttons. Now, if we go to the top again, let's just take a look at these buttons. So I have buttons 1, 2, 3, and 4, and I want to use graphics for those. Now, in this case, I need to do this in the PGM state of the controller. So I will simply go to the local graphic and then pick graphic number 1 for the first button, and then local graphic 2. So I now did this, and we need to compile the firmware by checking for updates. So now that the controller has booted up, we see how the labels, we specified a 3-line label with the title. Line number 1, line number 2 is now used for the shift key. We see a label with title, and then here a single value save is used for this key, which affected the function of this encoder. And now it's interesting to see if we get graphics when we go to the PGM. And yes, that's exactly what we do. We see nice graphics shown on these keys. It says camera 1 inside the graphic, camera 2, camera 3, computer. Maybe I swapped these two around or whatever. But anyway, the point should be made. If I go out of this mode again, it's back to the labels. And that's how you can add custom labels and custom graphics to your displays on your SKAARHOJ controller.